Two cutters through the middle. Artie up for three.
Mōrena te iwi, nau mai, hoki mai, welcome back here to the 87th Ty Mitchell Rugby Tournament hosted here at Rotorua Boys High School, Raukura. We're here on day 2 of the tournament. I'm Brad Pittman, joined in commentary this morning by Regan Williams. Regan, back for another day here, and unfortunately so is the weather.
Yeah, and tēnā koe, Brad. Fortunately, the weather's turned pretty bad. Hopefully it holds off though, and the rain doesn't come down as bad as we want it. But yeah, looking forward to this game, day 2.
Yeah, as we saw there on the screen, our team's getting ready over on the far side of the field. Our matchup for this morning's game, Galatea taking on Rangitaiki in the boys section. Galatea in the red strip and Rangitaiki in the dark green and black strip as they come out onto the field. Regan, you saw some of the boys' games yesterday out here on day 1. Did you see any of these teams or anything that stood out to you on day 1?
Yeah, I watched Galatea yesterday. Actually, they were on field 1, and you know they had a bit of a tough game against Aotearoa, but there's some good, strong players right across the fields here at Rotorua Boys. In particular, the number 8 for Aotearoa, I think he scored 5 tries. But looking forward to see how Galatea go today against Rangitaiki.
Yeah, and for those unfamiliar with the tournament, pretty standard procedures here, especially with our boys team opening with a haka. Looks like Rangitaiki will start things off this morning.
Yeah, the passion and the mana that they show in this haka is awesome to see as well, Brett.
And that's the way to start day one there. Rangitaiki throwing down the challenge. Now Galatea's turn to respond with their haka. And solid response there, Regan. Love to see that here early morning in our boys game.
Yeah, Brad, it is. It's awesome to see the traditional hakas being done by both teams. You would have noticed that the Rangitaiki girls were at the back to tautoko their boys, and you'll see that throughout the teams, that some of the girls' teams will jump on and do the haka with their boys, and that's awesome to see, the little bit of whakawhanaungatanga.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. And vice versa too, see in some of the kōtero games as well, where their boys' sides will come out and tautoko as well. So that's part of what the tournament is and showcases. The cool thing about this morning's game, of course, natural neighbours, these two, Rangitaiki and Galatea, and also probably two of the most frequent users of the 80s hairstyle as well. There's mullets flowing and horsies going as well as we're underway here with Rangitaiki.
Yeah, we were talking about the haircuts yesterday, and Galatea, they always come up trumps, mate, with the hairdos, but been a good hard-fought game today, I'd say, especially with the wet ball. We'll probably keep it in close, but hopefully we'll see some free-flowing rugby as well.
Yeah, and solid start here from Rangitaiki. A couple of fays in hand. Like you say, just keeping things in and around the ruck. The start is charging run there. Number 7 for Rangitaiki. Kaihotu Thomas. He's a rangy young fella there. Another one. Solid bump there, Rawiri Nicholson. A couple of, you'd probably assume, the bigger boys in the tournament. Weight cap 53, of course, but a fair bit of length on those two Rangitaiki players.
Yeah, they'll be on the fringe, I'd say, of the 53 kilos. Good ball retainment, though, by the Rangitaiki team. Here we go, going to go out wide, out to the edge. So you can see it's a little bit slippery out there. Good carry, though, to Felix Edwards from the Rangitaiki team.
And they're recycling well at the moment, just working their way in over the 10-metre line. Galatea standing pretty strong though, opting to zero ruck most of the time here to keep their line intact.
Good defence there by Noah Phillips, trying to get up quickly on them. They want the, we talked about it yesterday, just with the Galatea line, they just need to come up a little bit quicker in one line, just so that Rangitaiki can't get those offloads. We're back there from the ref saying Rawiri Nicholson takes it forward again.
And it's one of those offloads you just alluded to. Here's a bit of footwork though through congestion. It's the 9. And another couple of goosies. That's what the leg skins are for. You add 2 XP on the side step with the calf skins.
Here he is again. Kaihotu Thomas, he's had about 3 or 4 carries earlier on in the game, so he might be one to watch out. Oh, good pick and go there by the hooker, Maddox Richmond.
Yeah.
Galatea opening the scoring.
Yeah, excellent little snipe there off the base of the ruck. Just saw perhaps some tired defenders or a bit of space in close there. We'll see him with the headgear. He's actually held up in the air and stretched the arms out to put it down. A good effort there, Rangitaiki. They're up 5-0 here, kick to come.
Yeah, good ball retention by the Galatea team in these first few minutes, you know, especially in the wet weather. Keeping it in close around the ruck area, and that's where benefited for them.
Yeah, good nudge there too. Just saw the kick successful. Here it is, ball on the line, ref in a good spot. And first scoring there through Rangitaiki.
Just want to acknowledge the ref there, Russell Conda. He's an ex-Mountie, and he fixes a lot of boats, mate. So if you need your boat fixed, Honda Marine.
There you go. There you go. There's a plug coming into summertime. Here's your man. You can really see the rain starting to set in there on your screens at home. It is going to make ball handling a little more difficult, and probably footwork on the surface as well. So we see a little spread here from Rangitaiki.
Big strong carry by the centre, Felix Edwards. Eyes up there by the second five.
Yeah, short side raid. They go short side again here. Just run out of space there on the near touch line. Love to see this Rangitaiki team happy to keep ball in hand, eh? Not too worried about the wet weather. Keep it moving and keep building towards that attacking line. Galatea's first, if they can bring the line out down, first use of the ball.
Got a bit of tall timber in that Galatea line out as well, so looking forward to see what they can do. Knock on there by the Rangitaiki team. Galatea's ball feed to the scrum.
Yeah, so they'll get it just outside the 22 here. You're right, a couple of longer locks in there for Galatea. You can just see them on screen there. Dane Smith and potentially Cullen Phillips are in the 4 and 5 numbers.
Interesting to see what Galatea's going to do here, whether they'll kick it, find some space. Might have carried that back into the 22. Excellent take by the fullback from Rangitaiki, Milosevic. That name's come up a fair bit on the rugby field, Milosevic from Rangitaiki, so must be a bit of a tradition for the Milosevic whānau to get involved in the rugby. Another big carry there by Butcher.
And again, we see Rangitaiki happy to phase up, keep the ball in hand. Love this running here. Again, it's the number 7, Kaihutu Thomas.
Pod just runs through. They go out the back, put the chip down. Oh, he wanted to take that on the fill, I think. He's regathered though. Strong defence by the Rangitaiki team, and they just drive them back in, which will mean that Rangitaiki will have to put into the scrum. So excellent play by the defensive team.
Yeah, I love the confidence just to throw the little chip kick in there from the 12 from Rangitaiki. Simpre Gear there, just dropping it on the boot. You're right though, I think the Galatea player probably would have liked to take it on the full. Give himself an opportunity to either get out or get to ground. Instead they've given up the 5 metre scrum here. You see a little bit of communication between the boys on the near side.
There he is again. Oh, might have knocked that on. No, got the ball down. Excellent try there by Kaihutu Thomas, who has shown a lot of class in these first 7 minutes. His name's been called out 7, 8, 9 times, so that means he's had 7, 8, 9 carries.
Yep, he's been solid. It's off the back of a good platform. You can see it there off the back of the scrum. They were solid. He just got to pick it and go straight at the line, really. And perhaps a question mark on the put down, but you see our ref's there right on the spot. He's happy with it. So well executed there. The scrum in front of the posts. And Rangitaiki now extend with our kick to come. from about the same spot as the last one. Goes again there, and they're up to 14-0. Now Rangitaiki, good start. We'll see it again on the replay.
Good eyes up there by young Thomas there. Sights the gap, goes through it, just puts the ball down. Excellent try. Galatea just haven't had the opportunity to work with the ball, so hopefully we can see them in the next couple of minutes get the ball back and have a good go at this Rangitaiki team.
Yeah, that's right. Their one bit of possession was deep in their own 22 and forced pretty much just to kick it down towards halfway. So haven't really seen a lot of Galatea at this point. You see a great steal, yeah.
Excellent turnover by Te Māori. He had a good game yesterday to the young prop, so be really cool to see how he goes this game.
First real look at Galatea here with ball in hand. And they've got an offside penalty advantage as well. And yep, bit of footwork again through congestion. Perhaps looking for a pass.
It's Noah Phillips. We were talking about him earlier in the game, and you know he's one to watch for this Galatea side. He's not shy. He got good footwork when he has the ball in hand. So, and that's what the Galatea team needs. Somebody who's got a bit of footwork and a bit of go forward.
Yeah, and I'd probably assume part of the Phillips whānau out of Rotorua as well. I think there's a couple of the Phillips boys in here for Galatea. And now Rangitaiki spread out of their own end. Here's a bit of range, a bit of room too for the centre, number 13. He's probably going to stride out here. 13, Felix Edwards for Rangitaiki, puts it down under the black dot. And Galatea just caught on their edges there.
Yeah, they just spread it wide. As soon as young Edwards sees the gap, mate, he's gone. Big right foot step here on the fullback. This young fullback, mate, from Galatea, he'll give it all his all. Just keeps on chasing and chasing, but big Edwards had too much pace and skill.
Yeah, and what was really impressive was that last ball. I didn't quite catch the number of the Rangitaiki player, but just holding the ball up long enough to set him on the outside of the last defender. And a lot of times you can just get going sideways a little bit there, so just the one straighten up. We'll see it here on the replay. It's just that one there, just that extra little hold.
Yeah, excellent draw pass. They draw the player in.
You know you've got a weapon like that outside you. Just give him some room, let him run. And as we saw there, nobody catching Edwards there.
He's got a bit of length on him too, mate, the old centre. Nice rangy player. Here we go again. Rangitaiki took the kickoff well. Just keeping it in close off the ruck, pick and go. Good turnover here by Galatea though.
Yeah, that,
number 2.
That's a couple now.
Emery.
Yeah, for Galatea, just getting over the ball carrier well there at the ruck, and again afforded them an opportunity if they can keep the ball in hand here.
I like that halfback for Galatea. He's always got his eyes up, you know, just controls the game, doesn't get it out too quick or too late, just weighs it up, making sure that they're in position.
And they're going to go back to an earlier penalty advantage here for offside. Galatea just got caught, I think, not releasing the ball there in that ruck, so they'll go back for the advantage. We see some of the Rangitaiki boys itching to get on. I'm sure they'll be tapping the coach on the shoulder and waiting for their boarding pass.
They'll be itching to get on. All these boys in the Ty Mitchell tournament, they just love it. You know, my young fella's playing out there somewhere. And, you know, the haka, he's practicing that at home every day. He's talking about Ty Mitchell when they got their uniforms, their tracksuits, mate. They just love it, eh? They think they're in heaven.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, actually, and you know, how epic do all the teams look? Not only the on-field playing kits, but, man, they've got training shirts and long sleeves and jackets and the pants. The supporters have all the get-up. Man, it's, yeah, shout out to I mean, Legend is one of the tournament sponsors, and I know a big part of a number of the teams out here as well. But how good do they all look?
Really sharp. I think the photo that they took last night when they were all sitting across on the steps here at Rotorua Boys would be an amazing photo for these kids to have on their walls at home, and something to look back to in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is these tournaments that you look back on, you know, as you go through your sports career. You always remember these tournaments. As a young fella getting out there, I remember, a few moons ago playing roller mills for Northland. Yeah, a few years ago now, but it's those were the ones you remember, exchanging pins and bits and pieces. As Galatea now roll their way forward. Again, they were under penalty advantage, so a bit of sustained opportunity here for Galatea to find first points.
Good to see them cross the line, Brad. Here we go, the 10. Conan Wills, pick and go there. Strong defence by the Rangitaiki.
Yeah, staunch there. And this time a little untidy, but they get a bit of go forward. And they're under another advantage here, Galatea.
Just looked like the Rangitaiki tackler didn't roll away from the ball, Whānau, so if you make the tackle, you have to roll away so that the team in possession can have an opportunity to get that ball back. So here we go, quick tap. Big strong run there by Te Māori once again. Might be how needs to get to the ground. Well done.
I think that one's actually going to be off Rangitaiki. It will be. They'll come back for it. Just in the tackle there, I think the wrapping arm caught the ball.
Yeah, might have knocked that on there. The Rangitaiki player just in the tackle when he went in for the tackle. Sometimes though in the Super 15 they look like that any little thing like that they get the yellow card.
Oh,
so good to see that the ref didn't do that here.
Yeah, absolutely. Let the boys play. Let the boys get out there and run as we'll get a reset on the scrum here.
Really hoping that Galatea can get over the line here. That will build their confidence going into the second half. Yeah,
it would be huge for them. Obviously, wore 3 tries on the head pretty early, so to take some confidence into the break would be huge for Galatea.
There we go, young Phillips, good on his feet. Oh, ball might have just went out the side there.
Yeah, just looking for the ref there, I think. Perhaps calling a knock on. In the base of it, we'll see the 6 pick off the scrum again. Bit of footwork.
Oh, it might have been a bit of a knock on there, by the Kai Hotu Thomas.
Yeah.
The open side for Rangitaiki.
And shout out, of course, to Rotorua Boys High, our hosts for this year's Ty Mitchell tournament. I think they've also got a Super 8 rugby game on Saturday as well, defending the Moascar Cup.
Yep. Here we go.
You see, yeah, they're through. Yeah, get it down.
Excellent.
There it is. There it is. Probably took a little bit extra than he would have liked to get it to ground there, but the number 10 for Galatea, Conan Wills, goes in. And we talked about just finding some confidence. Again, solid scrum platform. And just sees a gap through.
I like the way that he took the ball forward in 2 hands, you know. Had the Rangitaiki defence wondering what he was going to do, and then he saw the gap, tucked it under and just went through over the white line.
Yeah, really well executed. Now a kick from a similar spot that we've seen for Rangitaiki. Galatea also add the extras. Kicking's been good from the young fellas so far this morning. All 4 tries converted. I reckon Laurie Daly from the New South Wales Blues might be getting on the phone pretty soon to take any of these kickers come 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, well, he'd won one, mate, especially after that last game.
I tell you what, probably get a good pay packet out of it too, these young fellas. So Galatea there scoring with about 2 minutes left in this first half.
I want to regain this ball here. Galatea will want to take that on the full like we said earlier. just puts themselves under a little bit more pressure. Wills makes a clearing kick. It's not a bad kick, down to the 10 metre. Straight down to Milosevic. He knocks the ball forward. Good carry by the big lock there, Dane Smith. Just getting the legs pumping.
Now here's our man Ops. Get the ball out of their own end again. Good kick finding the grass and forcing Rangitaiki back towards the sideline.
Just need that Galatea line to go up flat. They're just in ones and twos, mate, and they're just getting beaten. So Rangitaiki made some good ground there. Another strong run from Thomas.
Gonna try. I thought they're trying to hold him up there, but they get to ground and out. Rangitaiki just on the 10 metre line, skipping out of tackles.
Excellent tackle there by the little man from Galatea on the big rangy lock, Rauri Nicholson.
Good snipe out of the ruck there. Marley Nicholson at one, and
little slight knock on there by the fullback Milosevic. Refs playing advantage to Galatea, and I really like it when the refs are playing advantage. You know, keeps the game flowing.
Well, especially as we see there, you know, Galatea get the ball at the breakdown instead of us having to set maybe once, twice for a scrum inside their own end, and like I say, get to keep playing footy. But it's stolen back here, and we see flag up over the sideline.
Yeah, good defence there by the young prop again, Tamati from Galatea. Refs decided it's half time.
Yeah, I think he was looking at his whistle and looking for his rain jacket. The ref there will take a couple of minutes, hopefully under an umbrella, and we'll see the teams out there for their half-time chat. Rangitaiki, they are in control, 21-7 on the scoreboard, but Galatea growing into that second half, and Regan, I think they'll take a fair bit of confidence out of that last 5 minutes they played.
Yeah, I think, you know, they held the ball for a fair amount of time and they showed us what they can do, so really looking forward to how they come out in the next half. Hopefully the coaches have been studying what they did in their first half and give them a few tips on what to do in this next half, so looking forward to it.
Welcome back, whānau here. It's game 1 of day 2 of the Ty Mitchell rugby tournament. It's Galatea and Rangitaiki here at half time. We're back at Rangitaiki up 21-7 here at Regan. Solid first part of the half for Rangitaiki. Galatea scoring just before half time.
Yeah, I think Rangitaiki took control for the first 10 to 15 minutes, but Galatea didn't back down, and then they scored a try towards the end of that first half and it's kept them in the game. So looking forward to see how they go, both teams. A couple of strong players out there for the Rangitaiki side. Young flanker Kaihotu Thomas and Rawiri Nicholson, 5.
Yeah, as we see a early error here. Galatea, they're going to be forced to defend off the kickoff, so Rangitaiki get the ball back. Special shout out, of course, to the tournament sponsors, Innovative Digital Solutions, One Foundation, New Zealand Wasps, and Legend Sportswear. A big part of putting this tournament on for 2025, the 87th Ty Mitchell tournament. Massive thank you to those sponsors, and I know a lot of the teams have individual sponsors and bits and pieces as well, so shout out to all those that have got the boys and girls on the paddock again this year. And also our live stream brought to you by Local Gecko Productions. Shout out to the crew weathering the storm out there on the cameras today, doing the tough stuff. So yeah, shout out to the crew. And Rangitaiki now rolling forward up towards the 22. They'll get to ground eventually.
Yeah, Galatea want to hold them out this early in the game. Hopefully they can turn this ball over. They really don't want Rangitaiki to score first. Otherwise it just makes it a little bit harder for them for the rest of the game. But
yeah,
see how it goes. Rangitaiki keeping it in close, looking to go to the edge.
Yeah, and I think that'll be something that the Rangitaiki coaches spoke about. They probably realised they lost momentum a little bit in the back end of that half, and if they can get it back here, they probably think they can see some smooth sailing. But like you said, Galatea, if they can stand up and turn one in defence here, again, they'd grow some confidence out of it. But it's going to be tough going against this Rangitaiki team.
Oh, and they ended up scoring. Rangitaiki, Maddox Richmond crosses the line. Just unlucky there for Galatea, slipping off the defence. But the forwards for Rangitaiki, just keeping that momentum going. Here he is here, pick and go. Slips off there. Good try, Maddox Richmond.
Yeah, really solid work. Again, around the ruck, just picking the blind side, which I like the option there. Even fooled our cameraman for a short moment. As like you say, pushed through one tackle and found the try line. I
like the look of this, their kicker, mate, Felix Edwards. He had a early carry in the second half, and Galatea were just slipping off. He's a big boy though. He'll be on the fringe, mate, at 3 kilos.
Tall kid, got a boot on him as well. Look at that, striping them, just falls off on the wind, but he's kicking them well. He's running well, and Rangitaiki up 26-7 early in the second half here. We'll see it on the wider angle. Yeah, you can see them all trying to organise towards the middle of the field, Galatea, and perhaps just took one eye off the short side. Yeah, good pick there from Maddox Richmond.
Yeah, they just need their posts on each side of that ruck just to move up a little bit quicker, just to stop those guys from picking and going.
Bumpers up. Good solid return there from Rangitaiki, and they'll get clean ball too.
Another good carry there by the try scorer, Richmond.
Burrowing up towards halfway, but good counter push from Galatea. It's a little messy there. And they're just going to rip it out.
Excellent counter there by young Te Māori. Good carry there by Phillips. Looks like the Rangitaiki boys didn't roll away, so the ref's given them advantage. No advantage, so the ref's gone back. Looks like the tackler didn't roll away, eh?
Yeah, you could see him there, just lost his feet and fell back over the ball carrier. As you see, how good's that, Reeks? The old hunting and fishing jackets for the Galatea boys.
A little bit different to the legend gear, mate, but yep. Fits in with where they come from, eh? The old Galatea, hunting and fishing.
Yep, I was going to say they wear it to rugby on Saturday and pig hunting on Sunday. Those boys. There's kick towards touch. It's going to be a good one for Galatea.
Excellent kick. Just hoping that they win this line out, you know, whether they take it in through the forwards or just swing it wide. That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, we mentioned a couple of, they got a couple of tall boys in that forward pack. We can see them there for Galatea. Especially Dane Smith in the headgear. And Rangitaiki, they just knocked it on there on the challenge. So now we can look at the scrum for Galatea. Remember, they scored off a very similar one in the first half.
Yeah, see if the number 8 takes it off the back. They want a good solid platform though, the Galatea forwards, so hoping that their front row can hold up.
Rangitaiki are pushing, they've got to get it off, they get it.
Nice little offload there. Excellent try by Galatea to the number 17, Jackson Alliston.
Yeah, how good, how good. I think they probably just got it away from the scrum in time, but Rangitaiki was starting to push over it. And a little heads up play off the back of the scrum. We'll get a look at it on the replay, probably after the kick. Yeah, good answer back there, you see it. And the offload and contact. Yeah, well worked.
Good play there by the young hooker who's moved into number 8, Braxton Emery. His name's come up a few times, and you know, he's doing a really good job for his team. Like the way that he took it right to the line and then just offloaded, drew in about 3 players, I think. Here we go, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, excellent. Fed it out to the young boy, Alliston.
Yeah, and like I say, being able to draw those players, there was actually another Galatea player again. Young kid on the wing there, so the two did a really good job at drawing those players, releasing the ball. And Galatea strike again. And now under a bit of pressure and going sideways quickly.
Yeah, big defence by Nicholson from Rangitaiki. He's another one to watch out for throughout this tournament. He's had a good, strong game 1 of day 2 here at the Ty Mitchell tournament in Rotorua Boys.
Yeah, in the 87th tournament, the Ty Mitchell Shield. Yeah, epic to have it here in Rotorua. Of course, we're at Blake Park last year for the tournament. And it rotates around the sub-associations. And back here in Rotorua.
Penalty there to the Galatea side. Looks like one of the Rangitaiki players were coming in from the side, so got to come in from behind the ruck. Unfortunately, they've missed touch, which means they're back on defence. But there's a slight knock on there by the Rangitaiki player, advantage by the ref.
Yeah, it's interesting you saw there on the kick. It's probably the most dangerous Rangitaiki look in that broken play. When you've got a fractured line coming at them, they've got range. Young fellas with good footwork. It's a little foot race into the corner here.
Oh, here we go, Galatea. Regain the ball. Still got it.
They need a 9. They've got it set up now, Galatea, but Rangitaiki also have numbers back. Big one here for Galatea.
decide to go down the edge with Noah Phillips. Braxton Emery coming in from the side once again. The Rangitaiki players, so means that the Galatea team get a penalty and they've decided to go for a scrum.
Yeah, I really love that from Jackson Elliston. He ran straight up to the ref and said, we want a scrum. We've scored from 2 of these. We'll have another one and give ourselves the best opportunity at it. We'll see it here after the penalties awarded for side entry. Well, we just missed it off camera. He'd run straight up to the ref. We want one. And some of the Galatea crew looking on.
It's the way to do it, though, I think, you know, especially around this area. Bring everybody into one spot on the field, you know, opens it up for the backs, gives them a bit more space. What do you think, Brad?
Well, they've got
young Emery off the back.
Yeah, and they've gone one each way, so you know, both options look like they're going to untidy. Good push there from Rangitaiki. I think they identified that the 17, or who was playing at halfback, had wrapped around the back, so putting a little bit of extra pressure on them to clear it. We'll see it in the replay here. It's just sitting at the back, and you can see the push coming.
Yeah,
just got untidy.
The Galatea front row looked like they were a bit too high, and the Rangitaiki prop just got right under him.
Yeah, so a big opportunity gone begging there for Galatea. Would have made things really interesting if they could have scored one there and just closed that gap on Rangitaiki a little bit. But
yep, they only need another couple of tries, keep them in the game. Out the back here.
They're going to run one out of their own end. We saw it work for them earlier in the game. They've got pace on the edges.
So young boy Felix Edwards breaking the line. We spoke about him earlier. Big rangy player.
Yep. Yeah, you can see even at this age, you know, there's some of those boys that just have that extra bit of size, especially with height. They can just get out and stride. Edwards, one of them for sure.
He's had a good game too. Ballas Butcher, the number 6 for Rangitaiki. Couple of strong runs. Big carry here from Sione Silly. Looks like it's been ripped out though by number 4, Dane Smith, for the Galatea side.
Yeah, they've had a couple of those now, Galatea, where they just get up in the tackle and rip the ball, and now there's some speed down the touchline. The 11 skipping out of tackles, great cover tackle there. But how's the pace there on Narco Holiday?
Yeah, we haven't seen him in the last couple of days, but looks like he's got a bit of toe.
Yeah, I tell you what, pin the ears back. See him there pointing. And
goes there.
Look at that.
He's got more toe than a Roman sandal.
Tell you what, he's got a pair of them. Jeepers. And they say Tenai Road's got the cheapest gas in the country. Fella's filled up on his way in this morning. All right. And Galatea will have another opportunity here. Penalty holding on. The ball carrier not releasing the ball. And now looks like they'll opt for the scrum again.
Yeah, see that nice play there by the Galatea number 10.
Yep.
Straight on the ball. Just remembering, you know, if the tackler's got a release, make sure that he releases and then goes for the ball again. So that's what the number 10 Wills did for Galatea. So excellent play.
Another push from Rangitaiki here. Galatea get it out this time and go short.
Here he goes, going to his winger. Oh, unfortunately knocks that ball on. Holiday, I think he had the outside too.
Yeah, you could see they were trying to find him there. Obviously a strike weapon for Galatea. He said haven't seen much of him in the game so far, but that one run's enough to warrant another go at it. One of the features, of course, of this tournament every year is the support crew that come out from near and from far to support in the rain. their boys from these respective sides and across all of the teams and games.
Yeah, I think it's huge for the whānau because it's one of the first representative teams that their kids can make, you know, coming from primary, going into intermediate, and to represent their school and their whānau, their community. So everyone's whānau gets in behind. So, and it's really cool to see that there's a lot of whānau here, especially on a day like this, but they've all out here in their gumboots and umbrellas, and it's great to see.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too, with the nature of it being the 87th tournament, a lot of these kids will have uncles or dads or older whānau that played in this tournament in their time as well. So, like you say, not only the first opportunity to represent you know, their area, but probably also play in a tournament some of their whānau have played in before as well.
Yeah, I agree with that, mate. You know, there's a long history with the Ty Mitchell. Here's the Rangitaiki hooker, Maddox Richmond. Unlucky there by Galatea not to turn that over. Big carry there by Kaihotu Thomas. He just keeps going, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Need to hold on that Galatea defensive line.
I think you'd heard we hadn't talked about him this half, and had to get his name back on the commentary where it was all first half. Showing that run, and a little untidy here both ways. Rangitaiki's still with it.
Looks like it was a high tackle earlier. Referee's not happy about it. Just giving them a bit of a heads up to keep it below the neck. I thought it was below the chest.
Yeah, as we see, this was the earlier. Well, actually, Galatea had stolen it 1-on-1, and then Kaihotu Thomas just stole it back and ran over the whole pack before winning the penalty. And now Rangitaiki in the middle of the field.
Here he is, the danger man. A little bit of a grubber. Still going. Excellent play there by Felix Edwards. Showed a bit of skill, bit of soccer skill there with the chip kick. Big carry here by Maddox Richmond.
And they're only about 5 metres out now. Rangitaiki.
Galatea have turned that over. He's had a few turnovers. Lock for Galatea, number 4, Dane Smith. Big kick there. Oh, lucky bounce for the fullback Milosevic. Going through the gap. Big step. Oh, look at him.
You'd think it was the middle of January and it's touch nationals. Out the footwork on the 15. They're going to hold him up here. That's great defensive work from the number 2. He set up a try in this half and then saves one there for Galatea. But have a look at this. Bang, off the left foot.
Huge step.
Straightens another one and a third one.
Benji Marshall, mate, he might be his cousin, I think.
Yep.
Rangitaiki, Kauro,
Yeah.
Makatane.
Just down the road. Big kick down the other end.
Huge kick there by Galatea. Bit of a goosey there by the 22, Tahana Hika.
And they get it just inside the Galatea half. And now here's Kaihotu again. Look at him just running through defenders.
He's a war horse, this man. Nicholson, he'll have another big carry. He's had an excellent game, this young boy. Big tackle by Wills, number 10 for Galatea.
And the pick and go.
Galatea, they're going to hold him up. Oh,
Yeah,
great determination there by Butcher. Spoke about him earlier. He's had a good game. Consistent right throughout the game.
Yeah, it's just 2 runs in a row there from Rangitaiki that broke the advantage line. Got them rolling forward. The clear out was impressive on both of them. You know, often when you see those runs there, the first person just wants to pick up the ball and keep going, but they made sure they secured it and just set a platform. We'll see it again here from Kaihotu, the first one. And there's your man Butcher at the back end. They just couldn't get organised, Galatea. It was all happening too fast for them.
Yeah, impressive to see that young Thomas come on in the end of the second half here. You know, if you watch this a little bit earlier, you know, he carried the ball, got tackled, no one there to seal, so he decided to get back up, release the ball, get up, and carry it a little bit further till his players caught up to him. So, good awareness there by young Thomas. Bit of rugby knowledge, mate.
Yep. Yeah, it's heads up stuff. You can see already at this age those kids that watch footy, that are involved in it. They know the rules. They know those little bits of the game where they can find an advantage, and really well executed there from Koutu Thomas.
Yeah, and you can notice the players who do watch the rugby on TV, because a whole lot of kids these days, they rather watch their phone than watch TV.
Yeah, those ones that think the Wi-Fi signal grows out of their ears. There's probably not too many of these boys. These boys are out in the forests. There's perhaps final opportunity now for Galatea. There's not long left in the second half.
Yeah, they'll want to score in this last minute. Give them a bit of confidence going into their next game later on today. And while we say that, whānau, we do have another game after this. It's a girls' game between Whakatane and Rangitaiki, so that game will start at 11 o'clock. So make sure you come back on, jump on and check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. 6 games on the slate today. Like you mentioned, most teams having 2 games today, after most had 1 game yesterday. So a bit bigger of a day for not only for the players, but for the broadcast. And no more, says our referee Russell Conda. That is the final whistle for our first up boys game of day 2 here. It's Rangitaiki taking it 33-12 over Galatea. And good performance from Rangitaiki.
Yeah, I think they had an excellent game, especially some of their main players, Nicholson, Kaihotu Thomas, their centre, Felix Edwards, a few players to watch, but all in all, they all played really well as a team, and really looking forward to see how they go throughout the tournament.
Yeah, and I want to say, full credit to both teams, despite the weather. I think a pretty good game of footy. Not a huge amount of slip or drop ball, so full credit to both sides.
Yep, I agree, mate. Galatea played really well.
Awesome. So as you said, we've got a game coming up at 11 o'clock. It's a girls' game. For those of you that joined us for this one, thank you, and we'll see you on the next one.